Hi, and welcome to My Story with Care Credit. We all have stories, but what makes these stories unique is that they are about people who are able to get life-changing treatment, procedures, or medical care for themselves, their family, and their pets. All of the people featured on My Story with Care Credit did it with their Care Credit credit card. Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. I'm your host, Amy Frena, and I'm excited to share the story of this Care Credit cardholder and her daughter, who both suffered the exact same dental emergency 2 years apart, a chipped tooth. Let's listen to their story.
Hi, my name is Paige, and I am a Care Credit user for 4 years now. I'm an account manager in the tech space, and about 3 years ago, I was up for a very big job that would move my career mountains, and 3 days prior to that, I broke my tooth and half of it was gone. So when you had this great big smile, you would just see this gap. Obviously, that's not ideal for an interview, so I rushed into my dentist. Then we talked about Care Credit. They were able to help me out. And so what I was able to do once the tooth was fixed was I regained my confidence, I went into the job interview, I nailed it, and I ended up getting the job. So a few years later, my daughter chipped her tooth, came home from school. We're not exactly sure how it happened, but it did. But I was able to rest assured knowing that I already had a solution, so I took her right to the dentist, we used Care Credit, and all was fixed. Thank you, Care Credit, because now I can feel rest assured that myself and my family's taken care of.
Hey, I'm Amy, and we are live in the studio today with Paige. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
You are here to tell us a little bit about your Care Credit story, and we're here at this really cool studio, and we're excited to chat with you. So, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So, how did you first hear about Care Credit?
I heard about it when I went to the dentist office. I hadn't heard about it before.
Okay.
And I had chipped a tooth, and it was a vital time because I was going in for a job interview 3 days later.
No.
Yes. So
the worst time.
It is, and it was in the front, so you can't really fake it.
Right.
So I talked to the dentist, and I said, I need this fixed right away. My insurance covered this much, very minimal, and so they talked to me about Care Credit, and I was forever grateful. So,
absolutely, I want to go back to the chipped tooth.
Yes.
How did it happen?
I really do wish that it was a little bit more exciting. So I was eating a really hard cracker, and I just chipped the tooth, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to get in. I'm going to be on a plane in 3 days for this interview.
Oh my gosh.
So I went right in.
Of course. So you're going out of state for an interview?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, so no pressure.
No.
Right?
Already.
Not at all. Right, of course. Okay, so you call your dentist.
Yes.
They see you that day?
They did. They came in the afternoon. So
Great.
They said, come in. And I said, all right, I'm here. And then they're like, okay, we're going to be able to do this. We have to do it the next morning. And then they told me how much it cost.
And you said, ugh.
Yes. What will my insurance cover was my first question.
Of course.
And then the second was, well, I have to make it happen.
Right.
And so what do I do?
So they suggested to you Care Credit.
Yes, I wasn't aware, to be honest, that there was even
okay.
a credit card for dentistry.
Right.
I have a credit card for everything else, and I have insurance for everything else.
Right.
But I didn't know that there was such a thing. And so I've actually used it twice now because I also used it for my daughter, who happened to chip a tooth as well.
Really?
A couple years later.
Not on the same cracker?
No. She came home from school. We don't even really know how it happened, and they just chipped a little tooth, and so we were able to take care of it.
Oh,
but
my gosh.
I'm hoping no more chipped teeth in the future.
I am hoping that for you as well. So in the office when you're applying for Care Credit, did you do it online? Was there a pamphlet? Do you remember how you applied?
I believe a mobile application. Like I signed on a pad that they had there. I mean, it was very easy. It took just a couple of minutes.
What a relief.
Yes.
Tell me about, because I'm sure your anxieties were up and down thinking about this interview. So once they're like, okay, this is what happened, here's the price, but here's the Care Credit credit card, you're approved, let's get it done, get you on a plane, go get the job.
It was great just because my confidence, obviously losing half of a tooth, was a little low.
Of course.
And I thought, am I even going to be able to speak the same way I normally do?
Of course.
But once everything was fixed and it was paid for, I was off and on the plane. And the good news is I ended up with the job.
That was my next question. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
So it was definitely worth it.
So take me to the time where your daughter chipped her tooth. So
Yes.
you get to the dentist, you had a very familiar situation.
Yes.
And same thing, you get the bill.
Yeah, and I already knew how I was going to take care of it.
So before you even went in, you're like, I'm not stressed. I
wasn't. I was more concerned about just getting her there and getting it taken care of, and I didn't have to worry about the financial piece of it,
Right.
because I already had the card.
I love that.
It was good.
I love that. If you could finish this sentence for me, Care Credit made me feel blank. What would it be?
Secure.
Secure. I like that. Now, you know, this is the day and age where everyone wants to write a review, right?
Right.
If you could go online and write a review about Care Credit and your experience, what would you say?
5 stars.
Okay.
Quick and easy. I would recommend to any mom to go get it just to have it.
Right?
Not necessarily just to take care of the issue at hand, but to already be prepared for one.
I absolutely love that. And that's the mom's job, right? To be
Yep.
prepared for whatever may come.
Yes.
Do you plan on, I'm assuming yes, if you have any other instances in the future, whether medical, dental, veterinary, that you would use your Care Credit card?
I would, yes.
It's a staple,
Yes.
staying in the purse forever.
It's there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hopefully, there will be no more chipped teeth for Paige or her daughter, but it's great to know Care Credit is there if she needs it. Remember, Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. If you are interested in applying for a Care Credit credit card or would like to find a provider in your area who accepts Care Credit, visit us at carecredit.com.